Back at Talladega Superspeedway, I'm Jerry Punch along with Ned Jarrett, Benny Parsons, Ray Dunlap, Bill Weber, and John Curtin. Hope you're enjoying our coverage of NASCAR Winston Cup action. Now, earlier we showed you in our spotlight that Dale Jarrett's spotter, Bob Jeffrey, went over to Ricky Rudd's spotter and said, hey, DJ said you've got a significant rub on that right rear tire on the car number 10. Now let's show you from the bumper cam of the car number 99 of Jeff Burton what we're talking about.
And you can see the damage there to the right rear tire where the quarter panel has been knocked in against the tire. So that's where the rub came from. But it doesn't appear to be that bad now. So maybe when the air pressure built up, as Ned talked about, the rub did go away.
Oh, what a tough break. The 25 car of Wally Dallenbach. Bill Weber was having a great run today. What's wrong?
After being fastest in happy hour, Jerry was having a good run, but they've had fluid leaking.
Put the fluid in and we'll crank it up and see where it's coming from.
They're going to put fluid in and crank it up, but it was leaking fluid. They saw smoke coming out on the racetrack. Wally said he couldn't hold the car anymore, so he brought it behind the wall. They're looking, obviously, in the engine compartment. There is a fluid leak, and they're desperately searching for that now.
That's Tony Furr, the crew chief there to the left front of your screen. That's him you heard on the radio talking to Wally Dallenbach. What a tough break for Wally.
That's what it is, the pump. Let's go ahead and start taking the pump off. Put a new pump on.
Our Budweiser race recap shows you that Jeff Gordon is our leader, has led 62 of 102 laps thus far. There have been 18 lead changes, 2 caution flags for a total of 12 laps. That's why the average speed down under 160 miles per hour. Our lap leaders, Jeff Gordon, Sterling Marlin, Terry Labonte, and Wally Dallenbach, along with Mike Skinner, Bobby Labonte, Rusty Wallace, Brett Bodine, and Ken Schrader. Add Jeffrey Bodine, Michael Waltrip, Joe Nemechek, and Tony Stewart to that list. Now, off the track, you saw Wally Dallenbach's car being worked on. Chad Little is going back to the garage there with a transmission problem after that last pit stop. Rich Bickle is back there as well, and Jerry Nadeau's car involved in an incident. They're working on the front end of that machine. Out of the race, Johnny Benson and Andy Hillenberg.
Says, come on, Mike, go with me. Come on, Skinner. And they just get hooked up and go right by the 28 car, Kenny Irwin.
Bobby Labonte wants to come right with them. The Interstate Batteries Pontiac sort of leaves Kenny Irwin hanging down there by himself. He does have a car right in front of him, but that's Dave Marcus, and Dave is several laps down. He moved down. You see how low he is on the racetrack on the right side of your screen.
And our Taste of the Race telemetry brought to you by Jimmy Dean shows you Mike Skinner's miles per hour coming up as he's in the draft.
Now, as he gets side by side with Earnhardt, we see the speed going down. We saw him up to 198 miles per hour. When Earnhardt pulled alongside, we saw it go all the way down to 187 miles per hour. So watch this, 191, right side by side, 193, 194. Now, Tony Stewart is pulling up on the back bumper of Mike Skinner, so I guess that's Terry Labonte, actually. Hopefully we'll get some more speed. Yeah, here goes Earnhardt trying to take the lead from Jeff Gordon. He goes in the middle. He's on the outside. Bobby Labonte, who's he going to follow?
Wow, look at that move by Earnhardt.
And listen to this crowd as they begin to scream Earnhardt from the high side to the bottom of the racetrack to the middle of the racetrack. And look at them waving their hats as he comes by. And Earnhardt is the leader, Gordon in second spot, and Mark Martin making a move in the middle of that pack.
That's the first lap that Earnhardt has led today, isn't it?
I believe so, Benny.
He just let off the lap leaders information. I don't believe Earnhardt's name was on there. But meanwhile, right behind them, they've got 3 wide. Several cars 3 abreast. Now, Michael Waltrip's going to make it 4 abreast. But hopefully when they get to turn 3, they'll sort out at least 3 abreast.
Yeah, they need to, because we saw what happened when they went into turn 1 while ago. 4 abreast. That's not they call it white knuckle weekend here at Talladega.
And your Winston Cup points leader, Dale Jarrett, is right in the middle of that mess. There's the 88 car just flashing by. He's now being shown all the way up in 7th position.
That's his highest position of the day.
So since that last pit stop when they made the adjustments, Todd Parrott and the crew have gotten the quality care Ford dialed in, and Jarrett beginning to make a move.
Jeff Burton, the X-side car, right behind Terry Labonte. Meanwhile, here goes Jeff Gordon back by Earnhardt. He has Bobby Labonte coming with him. Joe Nemechek on the outside. Michael Waltrip are all trying to team up and put Earnhardt to the back.
Nobody willing to help Earnhardt. Here comes his teammate, Mike Skinner, now pulling up on the inside. Maybe those two can help make their way back up toward the front. There's a Circuit City bumper cam looking back at Michael Waltrip's car. That's the second and third place machine. I shouldn't say that's the 42 car of Joe Nemechek.
Back to the 8th position that time.
Trying to come back on the inside. Looks like right now the high line is the best place to be. But he can't get there.
Boy, so many cars, Benny, so equal, so close together.
Rusty Wallace, a Miller Lite onboard camera. Kenny Schrader right behind him. On the inside of him is Dale Earnhardt as Mike Skinner tries to come up and help Earnhardt.
Oh, Skinner and Schrader almost have contact. And you don't hear those engine noises change very much because they keep that right foot planted on the floorboard. Drivers complain about having cramp in their right leg. They just keep it straight the whole time they're here, except for pit stop.
The whole time. If they decide they need to slow the car down, they just reach over and use the brake. Never backing off the throttle. There you see down the bottom where it says brake. If you were using any brake, the red arrow would go across wide open as you go down in the corner. Now the cars behind them sometimes might have to reach up and just tap it with their left foot. High speed I've seen today was Skinner. Got up to about 197, 198 when he had a good draft with Earnhardt. Ever see 198 Rusty Wallace?
That's the same car. Sorry, Benny, go ahead.
The 28 to 33 car, Kenny Schrader, decided he was going to try to go inside of Rusty Wallace. Then he decided against him when he backed off the throttle because he had to squeeze him out. Rusty, you saw him immediately lose 2 spots as DJ goes into 3rd.
High side's clear.
Jeffrey telling Dale he's clear high. Dale Jarrett.
2 slow cars coming up, turn 1. 2 slow cars, turn 1. 43 to 60.
And he has a very good race car. Dale Jarrett, the current Winston Cup points leader.
Well, he'd like to get up and lead a lap and get those 5 bonus points for doing that.
Check that last lap. Jeremy Mayfield back in the 18th position had the fastest speed that last lap by.
Dale Jarrett, the defending winner of the Winston 500, won it a year ago from 3rd starting spot. Started 17th today. Has not led a lap. They go by the 43.
Low side clear. Clear high. Good job.
Well, it's getting racy back in the pack there. John Andretti all the way down on the flat part of the racetrack, just trying to get out of the way. His car ailing from being involved in that accident.
Jeff Burton down on the inside of Earnhardt, trying to make a move. Now Earnhardt and Mark Martin will hook up in the 3 and 6 cars in the middle.
They are 4 abreast.
Car coming up to 25, let the 42 know it.
They made it through. That was Jeffrey Bodine on the very top of that 4 wide.
Now the 4 cars there trying to pull away. They're in single file with the other cars racing side by side back there.
3 Chevrolets and a lone Ford in the front 4 cars as that draft begins to pull away. 112 laps are in the books. Jeff Gordon continues to be our leader. Well, Welcome back to Talladega. Dale Jarrett is our leader.
42.75 and 28 behind.
He will get those 5 official bonus points. Now he has led a lap. Bobby Labonte's led a lap. Mark Martin has yet to lead the lap. Let's show you how DJ took the lead.
Going in turn 3. He just moves to the outside. When Jeff Gordon goes down the corner, DJ drives up on the outside. And then Joe Nemechek decided he'd go up with DJ because the outside line seems to be just a little bit faster right now because of momentum. And all the guys on the outside say, okay, we're going to follow Jarrett, and left Jeff Gordon out by himself. And Jeff Gordon has now fallen back to about the 12th position as he tries his best to work his way back to the front.
Jarrett and Nemechek, the top 2. Then comes Michael Waltrip. There's the quality care Ford from 17th starting spot. There's a look. He finally led a lap on lap 116. Not important how early you lead or how often. It's when you lead, man, right? The last few laps when he wants to be up there.
That's when you really want to be up there, but you like to get up there as quick as you can and get those 5 bonus points. It did take a while today.
3 slow cars coming up.
Now he'll draft
42 knots.
those 3 slow cars. Try to pick up as much as he can off of them.
Spotter going down to talk to another car.
Probably Tony Glover, who's spotting for Joe Nemechek.
Okay.
And then discussing maybe
42 says he's content to stay there.
Okay, we got the answer right there. Says he's content to stay there. They're running some good laps now. They ran over 193 miles an hour that last time. That's some of the fastest laps we've seen the leader run recently, although they were coming up on some lap cars, and that helped them a little bit.
And I guess that these cars, all these cars can make it on just
Clear low.
one more stop.
3 cars behind the 42. I don't think he's content to do anything.
I think you're probably right.
Let him know what they're looking, Bob.
I said, Bob, that's a pretty fair assumption that the 3 car, Dale Earnhardt, if he gets a chance to lead this race, look out, he's going to lead it.
Getting a run on you here.
not a patient bone in Earnhardt's body, I would guess to say.
It looked for a moment like they might be able to single file and pull away, but they haven't been able to do it. We haven't seen anybody do it today. Most of the time at this point of the race here at Talladega, you'll see 5, 6, 7, 8 cars that single out, get in single file, and are able to pull away from the rest of the field. But we haven't seen it today. That just shows how close these cars are.
You see Chad Little's car number 97. He's back out of the garage area after working on the transmission. We might mention that Wally Dallenbach is back on the racetrack. They replaced the power steering pump on his Budweiser Chevrolet. He is back
All
in the
still
race.
up high now. They're all still up high.
Well, that little deal worked pretty good for DJ. He might remember that when he went down the corner high and dove real low. Seemed like he got about a car length advantage on these cars.
I think that's what he was doing, was testing that situation right there, Benny, to see what it would do. You got 6 cars there, 5 cars up front there. The 6th car of Kenny Irwin is running side by side with the lap car of Chad Little, who is 20 laps down now.
DJ, how's your car out front? Car's good out front.
Dale Jarrett's finished 3rd or better in 6 of the last 8 Winston Cup events held, including a win in this race a year ago. There's Todd Parrott. You see left side of
I've
the
talked
screen.
to the first 4 cars behind you. They all say they won't stay in line.
Well, that's interesting that they do want to stay in line.
Hello.
And really, that might give them an opportunity to break away from some of those drivers that are still running side by side back there for about 8th or 9th place.
All single file.
And we thought there would be some patience there, but apparently
5
the
on the
brothers
outside of the 3s. They're hanging on
Labonte
the 3
said
now.
no. They will shuffle Earnhardt to the inside. Terry and Bobby Labonte respectively. Dale Jarrett is in the bottom of the racetrack. Nemechek in the middle and up high. Here comes the car number 5 of Terry Labonte. So shuffling back 4th, 5th, and 6th, but Dale Jarrett remains our leader after 121 of 188 laps are complete. Back in a moment.